Hi, I'm Sarah Noble, your host for the Modern Day Intuitive Podcast. For over 25 years, I've been on a spiritual journey, searching, learning, expanding, and growing. I've traveled the world, led by my heart, on a quest to know myself so that I can support others. This podcast was created from my deep desire to help you connect with your intuition and to inspire you to create a life where the impossible becomes possible and you live into your sacred dreams and desires. Thanks for being here and enjoy the show. Hello, my beautiful loves. So good to be here. Thank you for tuning in for another reading, for another opportunity to deepen your intuition, to just be with yourself during your spiritual awakening through this period of growth and learning and just all the excitement that you're inside of. So thank you. So today our caller, Liz, is an intuitive coach. She also does readings and energy work, and she's here with us today because she feels things are shifting for her, and she's uncertain of what the future holds. And it's in this energy of she's really been hustling and working hard to get ahead, yet also really trying to listen to her intuition and stay in the flow of what's happening. So through all of this, she's ready to change the way that she is doing things. So this beautiful conversation, we look at the importance of asking for help and allowing yourself to be supported. We talk about how your specific and own past experiences are medicine for others in the world. As healers, how important it is that we do our own work in order to be able to hold another person. You can only support someone to the level that you are willing to go yourself. So the more work you do, the more you can support your clients, the more you can support your family, your friends, your loved ones, all the people in your life benefit when you are willing to turn towards yourself. We also look at honoring and living inside the cycles of life and the seasons. We talk about allowing time for your process and integration to happen rather than rushing forward, trying to find the gold right away. There's an important part of being in the goo, as I like to talk about it, that is so important before you emerge. And we also touch on how important it is to speak and share your truth with the world. So, my loves, enjoy this beautiful reading. I love you. Hi, Liz. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi, Sarah. Thanks so much for having me on. I have really been thinking about my life path recently. I love what I do. I love the intuitive coaching, reading, and my energy work, but I really feel like things are shifting for me right now, and I'm not sure what the future holds for that.
Thank you. So the first image I see when you're talking is roller derby and this idea of kind of being in the hustle and fighting to get ahead. And there is an element of fun, right? And it feels specifically like women's roller derby and just kind of getting out there and brawling a little bit and getting kind of beat up, but still having fun. But the sense of like, there's only so long that you can keep that level going that's sustainable before you get injured or you get hurt. So with that, what comes forward for you?
Wow, that really does feel in alignment. I feel like I have been working so hard and pushing ahead, although trying to stay in a flow and really follow my intuition with life. But I really feel like I have been kind of doing roller derby, just like you said. I love that mental image, really kind of pushing forward and trying to create something.
Yeah. And I have a lot of sensation in my back body. So there's a couple different components. And one is about really accessing the past and the medicine from your past that you're here to curate and bring to the world. And then the other part of that image feels like leaning into the support that's available to you and how you might not be really accessing the full potential of the support that's available for you.
Mm. Yeah, I'm really feeling that too. My work in the world has really been driven by my past experiences fully. And I have been trying to step into that more fully and see myself doing that. There has been a lot of resistance to definitely one piece of the past and really coming forward in a strong way publicly around that. And I do also see where sometimes I have leaned on other people for help, but being such an independent person since childhood, I can really see where I am lacking in allowing or asking for help. I feel that that's really resonant.
Yeah. So let's explore a little bit because you're saying that you're ready for a change, you're seeing something different. It's not quite a threshold. I still sense that you're a little bit in the goo of the cocoon of, okay, like things are shifting, things are changing. You're having these realizations, you're having these connections of understanding, like, okay, what I want something different moving forward. And you're kind of in this holding pattern, is the way I sense it, while you are gaining true clarity on what that path forward. I see lots of different energetic pathways moving out in front of you, and this place of being stopped. And it's not stopped like you're stuck, it's just stopped because a reassessment is happening and really taking time to discern what you really want moving forward so that the path that you choose is one that is most aligned with your heart.
Oh, I love that.
So, do you want to look at some of these things moving forward?
Sure. Let's dive in and look at these moving forward pieces around my work. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea.
Okay. What have you explored already? Like, what is in your field that you know is here already?
Oh, for the last 5 years, I've been working on building my intuitive energy work practice. And I really feel like that's kind of an ongoing process. It's never really gone beyond a certain point. So let's start with that.
I feel that coming out of your heart, and I feel it very centered in front of you. Like it's very viable. It feels solid. It feels like there is possibility in that path. I also do feel sensation in my second chakra as I feel into that, in the sense that the amount of creativity and power that's necessary to run that type of business is definitely something that you need to commit to, right? Like in that world. Like the commitment is also to the work, but it's also so deeply to ourselves. Like there can't be a wavering in ourselves of our self care, of our own energetic advancement and our own spiritual journey in order to walk that path in a clear, consistent way to support others.
Yes, 100%. I was just talking about this with someone the other day, how I really have to be 100% on my self care game, for lack of a better word. I need to take care of myself 100% all of the time so I can show up fully for myself, my family, and my clients. Yes, so true. And it's so hard sometimes to stick with that path, to remember, meditate and do your yoga and get out in nature and do everything I'm supposed to do. Like I tell my clients coaching all the time, to do this, but I also have to remember myself too, or remind myself also to do that as well. Thank you for that. I'm also feeling that reading aspect of my practice opening up. I started doing psychic readings last December, and I adore that too, and really would like to see that open up as well. But it is too that self care practice also goes with that as well.
Yeah, you're taking me back to that second chakra and with the idea that you're draining yourself, right? Like you can't keep going at the speed you're going at in these realms. there has to be a preservation of you and your energy so that you don't burn yourself out.
Yeah, I have been feeling that too, where even keeping up, I am trying to do so much to build my practice, the energy work, the readings, the writing, staying on social and everything. It's almost like stepping into the fall and then having like winter coming and feeling that cycle of slowing down starting to happen with me, that my body, my soul is actually really desiring kind of a letting go of some things and a little mini hiatus, even if it's to just go into the dark and write for a while. I'm really feeling that, what you're saying.
Yeah, that turning from summer to fall, I feel it a lot. Like there's a really big difference in that place of that slowing down. And then those old patterns are, they're like, wait, what do you mean? Stop? What's happening? And it takes a little while for that transition to just be like, yeah, this is what we're doing now. Like this is in devotion to the bigger picture. This is in devotion to the whole life you're creating, right? It's not just your business and your family and you compartmentalized that way. It's the whole flow of your life and really leaning into the internal wisdom that your body knows that you can create even in those dormant months, that it's not what you're doing, right? It's who you're being. And the trees and all the seeds, they close down. The animals, everybody closes down for winter, but there's still so much life alive inside them and things are still happening. So that when spring comes, then all this new life is ready to bloom again, but they're not doing anything in the non-doing. And your body, like your energetic field, knows this wisdom. But then our sort of humanness and our mind and the world we live in doesn't honor that and doesn't believe that that's possible. And so we're caught in this illusion of all the doing all the time.
Yeah, I'm really feeling called to step back and to go into that like chrysalis, as you kind of describe me in the goo, and kind of like rebuild and replenish myself. I'm really feeling that. I'm also feeling though, like you're bringing up the second chakra. And I also do work. I love working with my Kundalini energy. I love sacred sexuality. I'm going to be assisting late winter, early spring in group work around personal development and healing wounds. And it's around Tantra work and that healing work. I find it really interesting that you were drawn to that second chakra, because I am in the future going to be stepping back into that work again.
Yeah, as you're saying, like, and how all these things are kind of floating around that you are embracing and exploring and bringing into the world, there's this idea of something different for different seasons. So, like, not necessarily all of just this one thing, but incorporating these different things you do in different times of the year when they are most supportive of you. And there's many ways that can look, but it's just kind of dropping in like that, like, oh, those things in the restorative times and those more young type of more active ways that you have to participate. Maybe those are in those months when you have more energy, and playing in that space of, it doesn't have to be just one thing, but how is the cycles of your life, how do they line up and allow for these gifts to unfold in different ways in different times?
I love that. That sounds really nourishing.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious though, if you're seeing any direction, since the energy work is not really developing anything. And you hear it takes 5 years to build a business, but not really seeing any doors opening as of yet. I'm hoping they will in the future, but do you see anything around, like anything progressing more fully around my writing or combination of the work, or You did talk about like that past and really bringing my past forward into my work. And I love helping others who are experiencing what I experienced in the past and being able to be there for them. But do you see anything around anything else in opening up for me?
So, you know how we were talking about how this with the energy and there's this kind of solid path in front of you that does feel very rich. What they're saying is, right, this period of being in the goo and really like this idea of what can you let go of right now to rest, to rejuvenate, to allow your system to recalibrate and then move forward. And I get the sense like it's February ish of next year of this opening, but there's something from your past. It's like tapping me on the shoulder and saying, like, we want to be integrated. We want to be finding the gold in it. And this gold is like the nectar and it's dripping on the goo and it's kind of souping all together. And then it's opening and moving forward. But there's a period of time where this process needs to happen. So they're drawing my attention to these more side, more yin type of ways of working where you're not extending yourself so much right now in the more nurturing elements as a way to carry you through to then. And then it's like they all sort of come together and they move forward out of your heart with this new energy that you cultivated during these darker months. And they're not saying exactly what it is, but the way, like I had the images, it was the energy in front, there's the readings, there's the womb work, and they're separate. But then as next year emerges and unfolds, they come together. And there's this blending and this all like Tetris Jenga kind of all coming together. Like the pieces are there. They just need this part of you to integrate and be in this place of a molting and a metamorphosis. And then the pieces come together. So it feels like a personal piece of work for you around something from your past that you are working on it, but it's kind of, you're not like all the way in it. So I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Wow. So what you were describing, I literally a couple days ago went on my calendar and blocked off any future podcasts since I'm done with this last season for this year. So I'm actually blocking off November and December. So you were feeling into that. I also blocked off where I take clients in another town. So that is in alignment exactly with what you said. I do have a book on my computer that I mentioned kind of earlier. I was in resistance around. That's what it is. And it's very much wanting to be birthed in the world. It's been wanting to be birthed in the world for some time now. And so that's what I'm feeling I really need to embrace and work through, because not only it is part of my work, clients are coming to me around this work already, but it would also be a healing for myself to be able to finish it and process what happened in a deeper, fuller way for myself also, and to more fully bring that into my current work. So yes, yeah, I know what that is.
You've got a lot of beautiful moving parts and pieces, right, that are ready to come together just on the other side of this process that you're inside of. And there's a lot of light, there's a lot of like gold glitter and just really feeling very exciting. Is there something that you need to speak or say that you're not? Because my throat is very activated.
I was relating to when you're saying glittering gold on my altar. I have this hummingbird sitting on a golden egg. And I think that stuck fifth chakra that you're feeling from me is really that resistance that I feel inside to voicing this out there, to like speaking the truth, because it's delicate. And I've had to really sort of nuance how I'm going to put this work out into the world in a healthy way that honors my experience, but doesn't cause harm. So, yeah, I think you're feeling that because it's very much like having a voice in my world and speaking my truth is why you were feeling that in your fifth chakra, in your throat.
Yeah, it's time, right? It's time to share.
Thank you for that. That's really encouraging and inspiring that this is something that I need to finish and get out into the world.
Well, how can I support you from here?
Good question. Are you getting any intuition around anything that would benefit me through this process?
When you say through the process of speaking this into the world, this piece,
Yes.
there's this expansive feeling in my heart, like sort of this relief of finally the words are spoken. Finally, I'm allowed out into the world. And this really sense of gratitude from your heart that it was heard.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Yeah. Does this feel like an okay place to land today?
Yes. Yes, it does. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here today and making your personal and spiritual growth a priority in your life. To learn more about connecting with your dreams and your intuition so that you can create a life full of possibilities, visit me at www.sarahnoble.com and see how we can create magic together. A big thank you from my heart to yours for making the planet a better place for us all.